And we are live. How's it going today, everyone? We have got another Godzilla movie marathon episode here today for y'all. Today we are talking about the final movie in the animated trilogy. We are talking about Godzilla Planet Eater. Okay, so we're going to be honest straight off the bat. When these films originally came out, the only one I really had problems, like major problems with, was City on the Edge of Battle. And then I actually haven't watched these in like a year or 2 years, I think, maybe even three. Um, and I've said it in a few streams. I like to watch these movies multiple times to really get the vibe for each one. Um, I could not get myself to watch this movie more than once. I watched it the one time and it just wasn't very enjoyable. So, yep, Lewis is doing his weekly Wednesday stream. So, yeah, kind of fighting for viewers, quote unquote. But hopefully he's still streaming after this. I saw he was streaming, but I was getting ready for this and had a few other things to do. So hopefully he's streaming a little bit after this live stream. This will be a quick one. This is probably going to only be like 30 minutes because I personally don't have a lot of nice things to say about this film. And I really don't I don't want to sit here and have a super negative video. Although this is my opinion, I also know that there's plenty of people that like all three films, or they like the first one and the third one, which is where I thought I was at. But now after time, I guess I only really like the first one. Maybe we're gonna see if I draw it, you know. So it's just. And as time has gone on, I've liked it less. So we're gonna talk more about that. We're gonna keep it more objective like that, rather than just being like, I don't like it because of this, and this. We're gonna talk about like the things that I think overall they could have done. For some reason, I guess we're still on the Scar King background. Um, oh my goodness, that's funny. Sorry, guys. Having some tech issues and it didn't want to save it, so here we go. Get this background right. We're not on Terra Mecha Godzilla either. We're on Planet Eater. There we go. So, yeah. So Planet Eater. It's like an hour 30 minutes, I think. Hour 40, something like that. I feel like out of all the movies, this film could have just been condensed, and I mean like really condensed. This could have been maybe a 50-minute movie. One of the big problems, and I guess I hadn't really known it before, or realized it, I should say. This film just drags and drags and drags and drags through everything. Hey, Matt, how's it going? I was almost like I was talking to you a few minutes ago. Ooh. Um, so this film just drags on and drags on and drags on. It purposefully tries to make the plot longer than it needs to be. Like the intro of this film could just be cut so much. The sequences go on longer than I think objectively they need to. There's nothing really story wise in it. Like we already knew that the 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 tough aliens, the nanotech aliens, I can't remember how to pronounce their names, so I'm not gonna try. We already know they were fighting with everyone last movie, so it's just it's like we don't need to sit here and watch 5.5 minutes of them arguing and then watching the Exif, kind of switch things and try to turn it to their side. And then the ritual scenes in this movie to bring Ghidorah, it's like there's tension, but once the plant the Earth group that all is believing in it get killed, I don't need to see a bunch of characters besides the main Exif, for 5 minutes. And although it is cool watching them react to Ghidorah and having no idea, them saying, "Oh, it's there but not there" for 5.5 minutes, at almost 10 minutes, is just ridiculous. It's so overdrawn. Do I even need to mention the actual fight? the Earth Godzilla versus Ghidorah fight, Godzilla sits there and Ghidorah wraps around him. And that's it for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. It probably feels longer than it actually is. This film's probably actually shorter than I'm giving it. It's probably actually only like an hour and 20 minutes. But like, even still, I think it could have been a 50-minute movie easy. Or they could have just tacked it on to the other City on the Edge of Battle. You know. It's just bad. Really, really, really strong, unique, new concepts, which is something I'm going to say for all three films. Like, the concepts in these films are just wonderful. I like the ideas they have. I like what they're doing with the Exif and the Bella. I think it's Bella Lugosi, I think. Someone correct me on that. Like, the concepts are cool. The nanometal stuff is cool in the film. The Earth, civilization, super cool. But I don't like, they don't do any character building with half of these characters, and then the other half of the characters are killed off screen. The only characters that we really care about is Haruo and the main Exif guy, whose name is regrettably blanking on me. And like, once he's gone, because he's the villain, the Exif are the villains in this. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. The end of the film is really good. I think the end is the perfect way to end the story. It is very satisfying. I felt uplifted by the end of it, watching Haruo be like, oh, great, we're already making the same mistakes. The main scientist doctor guy is like, oh, we can get out of this, like, primitive state because we still have one of the Falcon nanometals, and then he took the human girl that got poisoned in the last film, spoilers, I guess, quote. He took pieces of her and infused it so it could run again. And then she has like little nanometal, so they're going to figure out a way to use it. And Haruo is just like, oh, what the Exif said is true. We're just going to evolutionize into our own demise again. And then Ghidorah will be brought back again. So then he charges Godzilla with the Falcon thing, and Godzilla obviously kills him. And finishes killing the girl whose name I can't remember. I don't even have the IMDb page brought up for this. I really don't want to talk about this film. I really didn't enjoy it, and I could just not care less, which is sad because I remember enjoying this when it came out, and for a year or two after, it's just kind of sad that after like 2 years from seeing it the last time, I just don't care for it. I just don't, So like, the ending's great. Well, kind of, and then. So the ending happens, and then there's an end credits scene that doesn't make sense. So it goes back to the ancient civilization, and it shows that they're like raising their kids for like hatred and war, and like the main girl, she's got like a devilish smile on her face, and it's just like, this is the last film, so why would you tease more unless you're just showing that human nature is just always going to be, war, worship gods, which then leads to them excusing war because their god says so. There's some good political and religious commentary, in my opinion at least. Oops, I'm going to get hit for that one. But it's just super. That would have been better to show like right after Haruo unalives himself, quote unquote. Instead of saving it for an end credits, like we're waiting at the bit for another movie. I know there are fans of the films, and that's all good. Once again, this is just my opinion. If you guys enjoy it, I'm very glad. These movies do need love. Like, the Earth design is wonderful. Him being 300 meters tall is super cool as well. He just doesn't do anything. He lumbers around, and it's kind of lame. Which is why, like, the Ghidorah fight isn't interesting, because it's just Ghidorah wrapping up around him and hurting him, and then, you know, it's supposed to be the human fight that leads to the conclusion of the kaiju fight, but we don't even get to see, like, a lot of the Exif and Haruo fight, because it's just in between, like, flashbacks and other things. It's just kind of a messy film. Kingzilla, how's it going? How's it going, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. It's a weird movie. I actually don't even really want to stream much longer. I don't have a lot to say objectively, because, like, half the film is just forgettable, and the other half is just things that I want to rant on, but I don't want to rant on it because that's not what these are for. Like, I don't want to start a hate parade or restart a hate parade for these movies. Like, they have their place, you know. It was a learning experience. We got Singular Point out of these films, you know. Hopefully Singular Point returns. I don't think so at this point. Kind of seems like it won't, which is sad, because I enjoyed Singular Point. But I just don't have a lot to say about it. I don't like it. It's just not that good of a film, and there wasn't really anyone who wanted to talk about it. You know, which is a pretty general consensus across the board. These three films just all together aren't really held very high. So, like, no one really wanted to talk about it, which is fine. And I don't really want to start a hate parade on this film. But I also don't want to do a 12-minute live stream for you guys, because we won't be able to stream till Sunday, which will be the next episode. We're going to do a double episode this week. And we'll talk about that at the end of the stream. I want to keep this all within, you know, the movie marathon. Doo-doo water. Yeah, pretty much. It's doo-doo water. Opinionated, it's doo-doo water, not fact. There's too many cool concepts just not handled very well across all three films, and I could do a big discussion on that, but I would have to do the other two films. No, Joseph, opinions are opinions. There's people who like this film, so it's not fact. Bad boy, baka baka, bop, bad boy. But it's just Ghidorah. I guess we can move to the kaiju. I don't even want to do, like, the typical, like, breaking it down thing. Like, we're just going to talk about the few things I got, and then at the very end, after drawing, we'll talk about some non-marathon stuff at the very, very end. So try to stick around to that point. Earth in this film, Earth was cool again. Like, I love the concept of Earth. I wish he actually moved. Like, the excuse that, oh, he's gigantic so he can't move fast is just dumb. You know, it doesn't make sense. Just because he's 300 meters tall doesn't mean he can't move. So, you know, he can do more than Heat Ray and roar at things. He can, but they just chose not to do that. Ghidorah is, like, one of the biggest disappointments ever. Like, they create this gigantic galaxy level King Ghidorah, and we only see its wings, or we only see its heads and its necks, and that's it. Not the rest of the body. Like was teased when this movie was coming out, there was a part of it in the magazine that showed the full body. I believe the trailer also showed the full body, and instead that was just a jump scare-esque type scene earlier in the sacrifice scene, instead of actually being in the film. I feel like even if the battle really wouldn't have changed too much, if Ghidorah's whole body still came through the portal and fought Godzilla and was flying around, I think this film, the fight at least, would be way better. But they didn't do that. They took a very, this is fact, I think, a very lazy idea and just did the heads. I just think that it's just lazy. You already had the model. There was already a Bandai. Why not just do it? I get it's supposed to be like the biggest Ghidorah of all time. It's supposed to be the biggest kaiju pretty much ever, even outside of the Godzilla verse. Like this thing is galaxy, universal level lengths, and it's just like I get only seeing the head, but like I don't got a lot of good things to say. I really don't, guys. I'm sorry. I just not good. And like the doctor character, the doctor slash scientist character, he takes a step back in this film, and he just kind of almost becomes really like just there, because most of the other characters are killed off in the film before. So it's like you really only have those two and a bunch of like the side characters that pretty much didn't like Haruo in the last two films, and that's it. So there's no one for him to really talk to besides the Exif alien, his best friend character. And he's like, flipping script, which, is a good twist. Like when I saw that at the end of the second movie, it's like, oh yeah. I mean, obviously, but a good twist. But they just don't, like the whole time he's just pushing the religion on Haruo. And it's just kind of like, after 10 minutes of it, it kind of gets dull because he's been doing it the whole film as well. Or the other two films. So it's just like, do something with your characters, not the same plot points over and over and over again in a different film. Concept-wise, it works, but like I said, I think this last film really should have been shorter. It could have been like a 50-minute, 45-minute movie, and I think it would be more standable, only for me at least, because it would be shorter. I could just burst right through it. But the fact that it's like an actual movie's long film and like basically nothing happens outside of the main plot points, like even the subplot points, nothing really happens. Like Haruo's still frustrated, he mourns. The Exif wants him to be religious because he's the only one that can bring Ghidorah. And then the Exifs bring Ghidorah, and then Ghidorah attacks, and Godzilla kills Ghidorah by Haruo destroying the Exif guy's eye. And that's it. And then Haruo sacrifices himself so technology isn't included and inducted into this ancient civilization, so it doesn't, make the same mistakes. And that's it. That's it. Or, to discontinue the hate of Godzilla is pretty much how it is. And that's it. Those are the main plot points, and that's basically all that happens throughout the film. Everything else is just like, doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna. Regrettably, this is it for this episode. Sorry, guys. I know we like to try to do longer streams, but we will have, we'll draw from the hat. Hopefully, the next movie. I really hope it's not one of the other. Well, if it's Planet of the Monsters, I can talk about Planet of the Monsters. Hopefully, my taste in that didn't die, because that movie is actually like a more typical Godzilla movie, just set in the future, with actual good characters that really have personalities and interact. So hopefully, if we draw one of the next two, hopefully it's Planet. Otherwise, hopefully we get something else here. So this Sunday we can talk about it. So I'll do another episode this Sunday, and then we'll get to the rest of the stuff once we're done with the movie portion. I guess for this, we haven't been like doing really like rating things. I'll just sum it up, kind of explain the 25-minute stream. I'm not a fan of this film. In fact, I'm less of a fan of this film now. It has really, really good concepts that just get watered down by trying to be too sophisticated, I think, and too like psychological, and it kind of it falls out of the genre that it really ends up being. It's not the fact that it's a Godzilla movie, it's just the way that everything's filmed, like, oh, we finally get to understand this character dead. You know, it Games of Thrones characters, but it doesn't do it in a good way. Especially last film where they pretty much kill off most of the main cast. So it's just like we don't have anyone. So I'm not a big fan of this film. If you enjoy it, please let me know in the comments. You know, it's absolutely okay if you like this film. It's just not my cup of tea anymore, which is fine. You know, that's why we almost have 40 Godzilla movies at this point. You know, and more than 40 like actual like stories, because technically we have like Singular Point, we have Godzilla the series, you know, we got stuff like that. We've got almost. Oop. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. You know, we have the series, we have all the comic books, you know, so there's plenty of Godzilla stuff, and there's to like everything is really, really hard. And as I mature as a fan, I've, you know, come to accept that like it's okay just not to like a piece of it. You can not like a piece of a fandom or like a show or a movie series, and still be a big fan. Like that, you know, it makes you just as big of a fan as the fans that like everything. You know, there's nothing wrong with not liking something. So it's just where I am at as a Godzilla fan. Like I just I don't care for these three films as much. So, but there's nothing wrong with liking them either. I definitely, it's a good thing. These films do need to be remembered, and having fans is only a good thing. So, yeah, that's it. Let's draw from the hat, I guess, because I got nothing else, bro. Aaron Yeager, I mean, kind of like he has the sacrifice moment, but it's not like he, you know, not just. Attack on Titan's over, but it hasn't been over for a year, so I don't want to say it. It's not like he changes personality. He just, you know, hyper fixates on killing. It's like Eren Yeager up until the end of season 3, and then Haruo doesn't have a season 4 and onwards. I'll put it like that. That way we don't spoil it in case there's people that haven't seen it yet. So, you know, there could have been like me where I waited till most of it was out. So that's what I did. Fake fan, her, all you like, yeah, no. No. I'm not going to take that from a Heisei hater. Oh, man. So, let's shake these up. Hopefully we get something better here. Which, pretty much, like, there's only technically 2 misses on here. Everything else I can talk about. Let's do, oop. We got this one. This one's kind of coming undone, which makes me fear that it's -1, but let's see. Is this upside down? Oh, hey. Whew, next episode is going to be great. This is going to be wonderful. I already saw the year, so I know exactly what film. Next episode 7, I think it might be 8. We have Godzilla X Mechagodzilla 2002. We have the first of the Kiryu saga on our hands. Okay, we have got a discussion, people. I'm so hyped for that. I am ready to talk about Kiryu alone and that Godzilla. I have a very huge soft spot for both films, especially this film. 85 will be with 84 Joseph. They don't count as 2 separate movies. They're the same movie in this series. You silly boy, you. But it's random draw. I can't control what it is. 84 will come when 84 comes. No, they're on the same episode, just like minus Color and Shin Ortho. They get one live stream. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do this by the end of the year. I wanted to be done by November 3rd, but I don't think we're going to get there. I'm here. Also, yeah, Ian can come on, and also we can talk about Kiryu for like 3.5 hours straight. So, which also works because we lost a very big icon in the Godzilla fandom, or at least the news broke this week. Yeah, but I have to have time to watch the film. So like, it's a good thing that I know this film like the back of my hand. I really don't have to watch this. I don't have to watch this too many times because I you know, it's not streaming. Otherwise, I probably would be able to watch it like 10 times before, but it's not streaming, so I am limited to my disc. I'm already doing 2 episodes a week. What are you talking about, Joseph? For the most part. But yeah, we got Kiryu on Sunday. So next episode, hopefully 7 p.m. Central. It might be a little bit later, or earlier even. Talking about Godzilla X Mechagodzilla 2002. What are you? Why are you calling him a monk? What? It's Matt, and he doesn't have a receding hairline. He has beautiful mane of hair. I'm the one that has a receding hairline. Look at this. I'm already balding. Like, look at that. Like, right there. That's the best example. That's not like my dye or my bleach running out. That's like my hair balding. Yeah, Akira Nakao. Yeah. But he's a part of this film, so we actually do get to celebrate one of the movies that he's had. I think he's, what, six Godzilla movies? So we get to celebrate one of the films he's in. Might do something special for him. You know, we might do another little like 15-minute like in memory post. Maybe not. You know, I don't want to do it for every single one, because at the same time sometimes I like to, you know, fan grieve, I like to call it. You know, most of us didn't know these actors and actresses, but like they're a big part of our childhood, so I like to call it fan grieving. You know, still very, very sad. Big icon in the community, so maybe we'll do something special like as its own section during this live stream, just talking about him a little bit in that movie. We'll keep it to O2, but so O2 this Sunday. Also, so we're gonna, instead of doing like another live stream updates, we have quite a few box days coming up the next few days. I'm supposed to have 2 tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be Friday. I have something else. I'll probably be here sometime next week, and still waiting on Shin. I don't know what to say, guys. It's not here yet, and I don't have tracking, so I don't know when it'll be here. So Gigantic Shin, when it gets here, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, like I said, I've got 2 box days supposed to be here tomorrow. They'll probably be here Friday, because Amazon's been not the very best at actually getting their 1-day deliveries done. And then something next week. Also at the end of next week, we have my second and third CCP middle-sized Sofubi figures. They'll be coming in here soon. We got a GMK and a Space Godzilla, so that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do a live unboxing for those, and a review for each of those will probably come out the first week of June, probably. We'll see. Also, another note, happy birthday, Hideaki Anno, the genius behind Neon Genesis Evangelion, Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider, and many, many other properties as well. Those are just the ones that resonate the most with me, because I haven't seen the rest, but he has done a lot. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry the stream's so short and it wasn't really had a lot of positive things to say, but just how it goes. Maybe the next 2 films will actually get Giant Warrior God. Yep. We'll get a few guests hopefully on to stomach talking about these films, and we can actually have at least discussions, and we can talk about the objective reasons why they're wrong, and a few of the factual ones. There are a few things like that are just factually that they did wrong, but we'll see. We don't want to step on anyone's toes, of course. But that's it, guys. Have a great day. Keep it up. Review this week. I don't know what the review is going to be. I would say it'd be one of the figures that I'd be getting, but then it wouldn't come out till Sunday, so I might throw together just something kind of quick this week. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to review. Never mind. I know exactly what I'm going to review. So I'll film that tonight and hopefully post that today, or not today, Thursday or Friday. So we'll see. Probably Friday since we'll have unboxings tomorrow. So, and those will be long because, like I said, it's 2 box days and we are opening everything up on stream and getting our first reactions. So that is it, everyone. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Sorry it was kind of dull, and well, that's about it. We'll see you this Sunday and within the next few days. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.